Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another chat here on Let It Ride. It's me, your co-host, Brandon.
And I'm Ken. It's been a while. For how long? I don't even know when the last date we posted a video was. It got to be at least a week.
No, I'd say longer. It's probably into January at this point, late January, late 20s.
Yeah, that's maybe knocking on 2 weeks, but that's all right. We got plenty to talk about here.
Wanted to say right off the bat, I was like trying to update my Vault Value app here on my phone before we get started. I did not get around to it, but I was like, hey, I found out you can add in like your OMI token value in. And I was like, hey, I'll just check my trust wallet, check it out. But nope, it's no longer on my trust wallet. I can't see, so I got to log in on my VV web app.
We are holders of layer 2 OMI, all on the VV web wallet. Hopefully we'll get that. I don't know what the deal is with Apple linking with VV and getting that all set up, but hopefully soon, like many other things in this app and community, soon is the big word.
So I guess you can do it in Android currently, which is interesting.
You can do it in Android. 100%.
Android, you can see your full OMI value and everything. So that's
correct.
Rather, just Apple's just being Apple.
Yeah. Sorry for the background noise there. That's classic Patty fire pager going off, but no. So obviously things have been happening with OMI. I don't even know if we've been on since the migration. I don't think we have.
No,
so
we haven't.
OMI migrated over to ERC20. I think more impressive news is that Deco, myself, and his father landed a drop, the annual Spider-Man number 16.
Yep.
Of course, I was team common as per usual. So was Len. Deco was uncommon. Those aren't going for too much right now. But who knows? Maybe comics will do well. It's funny. The Comics and Crypto podcast, the Twitter page that like ranks all the comics. They make a video every single week.
Updating, right? Yeah.
No, it's just every single drop they do a two, or especially comics, I think specifically, on whether you should hodl or sell. And this comic actually was a hodl.
Is it? That's interesting. I should check that out because
it's literally like a 2-minute video for every single comic, which is neat. But
about the actual comic books than we do.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But they just kind of talked about, hey, like Maria Rambo, like is going to be in some projects. Like if she's a hit, then like her comics are all going to go up in value. So at least wait until her projects come out, whatever it is, Miss Marvel, or if she's in Secret Wars maybe, or whatever it is. So
if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the girl that was in WandaVision, correct?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
She is, I don't know what her official name is, but supposedly she picks up the Captain Marvel mantles. That's
correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, I guess that is she's an up-and-coming character ready to go. She's
up-and-coming character. So at least wait until she's got some projects. But I mean, at this point, it's a common, so who knows how high it'll really go. But it's a common Spider-Man content, cool character.
It is amazing Spider-Man, which is cool.
Yeah, but it's ASM 16, I believe.
Yeah.
Technically ASM 16, right? Yep. So that's always good news. But the market's tanking. Speaking of ASM 1 is down below 200. It's at 177. Fantastic Four 1 is below 140. It's at 139, which I think is very low.
Wow.
And Marvel 1 is below 400 at 385.
Marvel 1 is below 400. Oh my gosh.
So there are some tanking prices in the VV world right now.
I have nothing liquid as of now. I'm literally fully vested. I have like 100 gems sitting.
I don't even have that much. I got like 30, I think. So.
Wow.
Yep.
That's not cool.
I know. Well, I don't even know what my common Spider-Man. I would love to sell my common Spider-Man right now, just pick up 2 Marvel 1s, but common Spider-Mans just probably aren't selling for enough.
Can't do it. I
just can't get rid of them I'd probably be losing money if I sold them right now. I think I saw them in 700s recently. Is the market not open? Is there a drop?
The Ink Girls, I believe. Not the Ink Girls, the Peely Fantasy, but that was earlier this morning.
They dropped already. So
why that was earlier this morning. You should maybe you have the old app, just refresh it.
I just gotta close it. Yeah, that's weird.
Close and reopen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really cool. I kind of want to pick up this Wonder Woman.
She looks sick. I mean, the Supergirl looks sick.
I mean, these obviously aren't first appearances of anything, but people are like, hey.
No, they just look cool. There's somebody who tweeted, which I don't necessarily agree with, and I know you definitely won't, but it's an interesting take where it's like, end of the day, I think this Wonder Woman will be more of a hit because it just looks more like Wonder Woman, and people will care more about this one than the FA one.
So the thing is, right, you look at the Cap, Steve Rogers, Mighty. That's the first appearance, but the
statue looks cooler,
statue is way more, has a way higher market cap. People, it's technically the first real appearance of Cap as Captain America, because it's a physical statue in that sense of the word.
Right. So there's just the argument of people will buy stuff that looks cooler, which is an interesting take. I don't necessarily agree nor disagree, but definitely something interesting and not bad to have if you're going to go after one of them. What she's going for. Everyone's also expecting her to.
She's going for $250.
That's not too bad.
That's very cheap, and
everything right now is a buy. Realistically, at BB, there's not too much that's not a buy currently at BB from what we saw in the first couple weeks of January.
And the problem is that there is a gem squeezer right now, so nobody's got anything.
Right. Yep. And if you were to buy in the market after doing my OMI research and watching Andre, so let's just say you bought.
Why don't you give a full explanation? Do you know it? You know it?
Yeah, I got it written down here.
All right, give it to me.
So
Garrett, first we're gonna explain Cam's
OMI burn.
OMI burn.
OMI burn. So if you buy something on a drop, so they say from the store, buy it on a drop, which 100% makes sense why drop days are the biggest burn days. 100% of that money you spend, the equivalent gets burned in OMI. So if every single person today that bought this statue for $40, $40 worth of OMI was burned. So I don't know how many OMI $40 is worth, but in the thousands, in the tens of thousands, probably close to 10,000, if I were to guess. Let's do the math really quick.
40 divided by 7.
40 divided by 0.007.
900 something.
No, it's 5.7K OMI. So I don't know how many collectibles were dropped today, but let's just say there were, I don't know, 20,000. Is that a fair guess?
30,000. I believe 30,000.
There were 30,000?
I believe so. Because they said they were doing a larger release because they're so popular in the APAC.
Okay. So we'll say times 30,000.
Yeah, I mean the commons got 12K.
Okay, so yeah, 30 is probably fair. It's probably 25, but let's say 5,700 times. It's probably close to.
So I'd say 25 is a good estimate.
Yeah, so 5,700 times 25,000. Right, so just alone in that drop is 142 million ohm.
Yeah,
burned, which is great. So that's why drop days are so huge.
Now, is that officially burned or moved from the reserve to the burn wallet? We don't know.
That's the question. I mean, it's burned. It burned out of circulation. It's out of the reserve wallet, which I think is what is important. Because that's what the end goal is, to burn the reserve wallet. I don't know where it gets burned to, but if I assume it would go to the burn wallet, that would make sense. So 100% is burned from a store transaction, so meaning a drop. And then every market transaction is 2.5% equivalent in OMI is burned. So if you spend $100 in the market, then 2.5% of that, so $2.50 worth of OMI would get burned out of circulation from the reserve wallet into the burn wallet, for example.
So now I remember hearing something about February 10th.
Right. So February 10th.
I don't know if that's considering this February 10th or February 10th, 2023.
No, it's this February 10th.
It is.
Yeah. Hold on. I got the article right here.
So is that in the white pages or what? White paper?
Hold on. Let me see. Let's see if okay. So it says by Q1 22, all available OMI tokens will be in circulation after voluntary test vesting by the co-founders and advisors, at which time the circulating supply will peak before permanently deflating over time. And this happens February 10th, 13th, whatever the day is.
Okay.
So as of next week, OMI will be officially a deflationary token, which is great news. So, but then there was one other thing. What's that?
We need deflationary right now.
Yes.
The main thing I need is what I'm going to keep saying is I need a reason to buy OMI. So we need that utility. We need CP. We need everything.
Right. 100%. So, but then so I talked about the storm, talked about the market burn, And then now buybacks. So I don't know if there's an official number of from the reserve wallet that needs to be burned, if it needs to be 90% of the reserve wallet, 100% of the reserve wallet. The reserve wallet, to my knowledge, is 300 billion. They've burned about 10% of that. I think we're at like 28 billion. So I don't know if it's the full 300 billion needs to be burned, but let's just say that is the case. Once that is burned, then the company will use 7% of, I don't know if it's yearly revenue, total revenue on buybacks. 7% of that
which
revenue.
is what we need.
Yes.
If they take 7% for buybacks,
7% of revenue. I don't know if
they're
it's
going to gross $1 billion.
right. Yeah, they're gonna do $1 billion this year. I think that's what he said, right?
Yeah, that's the projection.
Yeah, I think they did
7 million.
right. I'm trying to think. I think they did 62
70
million this. I think they did 62 million this month.
Basically, they would be, if they did $1 billion in sales, they'd burn 70 million OMI.
Yeah, right. So again, I don't know if it's a yearly thing or not. I don't know if it's based on yearly sales, total sales, or what. But yeah, we got to get to that buyback stage for sure. I would guess. I mean, it's hard to predict when that would happen, but I would guess late 2024, early 2025.
Yeah.
Rough estimate.
Let's see. You see me? See my screen here?
Yep. All right. So when was that as of late? Oh, so that's a little bit while ago because it's only as of January 31st, it looks like.
Yeah.
But we definitely passed the 28 billion mark. I know that. Let me look up my boy Jeremy.
So currently the number burned is, this is the starting point for February 1st. So
yeah, it's over 28 bill now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look at this and understand it.
Yeah, Jeremy, he tweeted something. I'm trying to find it. There was 369 million OMI burned yesterday. Yesterday was a huge day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but you all have these days are burning 600. System burned 600 million on the 29th. But what dropped then?
What, yesterday?
The 29th, January 29th. I think that was a Spidey drop, no? Spidey Mighty.
Yes, it was.
Spidey Mighty drop.
If that's a Sunday, then there's Spidey Mighty drop, and there was another drop that day as well. There were two drops that day.
29. Yep.
I don't remember.
Saturday, actually.
It was a Saturday?
Yeah.
Then it wasn't the Spidey drop because the Spidey was the Sunday. But there was, I think Daredevil, or the comic book was on that Saturday, the Daredevil.
January gem total. Wow.
Okay, so there was 4.4 billion OMI burned in January. Does that look like it's correct? It looks like we jumped from 23 to about 27, 28, probably.
Wow.
So times 12. So that would put us at, so there's this weird calculation. I don't know why they're multiplying it by 2. I don't know if they're just calculating for like exponential growth and they're just expecting more users. But this guy, Dr. Profit, apparently he's a sick VV collector. I guess he's got like, he might even have 1,000 collectibles at this point. He's got a sick amount. But his projection is 105.6 billion OMI burned in the year 2022 alone. Which is insane. Add that to 28 that we already have, 20, or we started the year 24. So that puts us at 100 and I don't know, 25. And that's a third of the reserve wallet. So 2 more years.
Once we get localization, we get more, we get the APAC, get the whole Asian market in. And
I think 105.6 seems kind of high, but so there's also Jeremy Padawar saying that there was 1.5 million users on January 1st. They're now 1.9. So we gained 400K users in 1 month. So that's like 33% increase in a month, which is obviously huge.
I know.
So
is that what I should do? Just go buy a quick 1,000 OMI on BitForex right now?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? But things are obviously looking up big time. I mean, I just can't believe Andre just sold 2 big. What did he sell? Two Bitcoin, close to?
Sold 2 Bitcoin, bro. Yeah, close to it. Yep. 2.5. He's also got a shist ton of it going though.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, I mean, he's obviously a huge play. I mean, 369 million home. I mean, in one day, that's almost 400 million in one day. It's 2 days from a billion. Like, come on, that's crazy. So obviously, OMI is burning at a great rate. So it's crazy as it seems. CEO Dan, I can't remember his last name. He said, he's like, hey, we're a collectible business, and they focus on drops. While we want them to focus on drops for the time being with OMI this low.
And I think they do as well. And that's why they're a technical business. They're focusing on drops, but they're focused on drops for a reason because they have their own little OMI bags going.
Yeah, little OMI bags. Yeah, I'm sure they're just little OMI bags. Yeah. So obviously they have big reason to drop as many things as possible. But I mean, if we get to, I mean, the wallet's already at 30, close to 30 bill. If you get it to 100 by the end of the year, that's a third of the reserve wallet gone. So, I mean, you got to imagine that would be probably cleared out by 2025. And then buybacks start then.
Yeah.
So, which kind of makes sense. I know it seems like we're rushing this thing.
Big year for everyone's timeline.
Yeah, I mean, we got in 2020, right? Did we get in 2020 or 2021? No, we got in 2021. But we kind of said 5 years. It was kind of when this thing would go crazy within 5 years. So 2025, 2026 is probably when, I mean, if the buyback's happening and this app is as big as we hope it might be, and active users keeps growing. But I still think, though, that the biggest catalyst for active users has to be MTL.
And which I don't want.
Like, but at the same,
I don't want it. Like,
I have no intention of selling. Don't get me wrong. Even if MTL comes, but I'd imagine that the amount of active users will absolutely just skyrocket.
It's instant, especially because now we're going to starting to get drops. Did they give a date of when they were going to change drop format?
No,
but I mean, you're basically
it was supposed to be Q1. It is supposed to be Q1.
Right. So you're gonna have different drop formats, basically like a Yeezy drop. People don't wear the Yeezys. You just freaking drop and flip them and collect them. Right. Yeah. It's like there's just going to be now 2 million people. Everyone that's an active user on that app, let's say 80% of the people are going to go for every single drop.
Right.
80% of people going for every single drop. So we're going to have at least 1.5 million going for what, 30,000 additions?
Well, hold the phone on 30,000. Mr. David, you said that there is potential talks of increasing the mint number.
Yeah, I did hear that as well.
Due to struggling people and bots, whatever you want to call it.
Which in turn makes these collectibles that are already in the marketplace that much more valuable.
True. And
10K comics, those
more collectibles. More collectibles in a drop. That means more OMI is getting burned per drop as well, assuming that the price stays the same, which I imagine it will. And that's more money for them.
It's very interesting how, we had a little crypto lull for about 2 weeks, I'd say a week or two.
Yeah.
And OMI just held strong.
Pretty much. It did dip down below 0.6 of a cent, but I'd say within 2 days it was back up to 0.7 of a cent. Like it had 25% day.
Steady.
Yeah, it has been steady.
Getting exchanges relatively soon.
Within the next 3 weeks, I'd imagine we get exchanges. There's no reason not to.
We'll get the Coinbase effect, baby.
Right, the Coinbase effect. I mean, that's a double. That's a double up. So Coinbase, I think it's a 90.
I got better buy right now.
90%. That's a 90%er. 90%. Almost a full double.
Which makes me want to throw in right now.
I don't know if it'll be Coinbase right away. I don't know. I mean, I can't even sit here and pretend to know what exchange. I still think Binance is going to be one of the first they let go. I think Binance is just a lock.
I mean, Binance is the number one exchange.
It's a lock. I mean, there are just too many pictures of David Yu hanging out with the COO of Binance. Like, they're boys. Like, there's just no way it's not a thing. Refuse to believe otherwise.
Okay. Can you buy on Uniswap?
No.
I guess you can, because you have to swap. You're not technically buying it. It's a swap site.
Right.
The only exchange.
Yeah, it's obviously.
Okay.
It's crazy. So exchanges are coming, dude. I the more I think about it, I want some Mando kind. Like, I just think a Grogu collectible, is just gonna be the craziest thing ever.
Grogu collectible, FA Grogu.
Right.
That's gonna be like FA Grogu with a Mando. It's the exact replica of the partner statue, the picture they have.
That would be so sick.
That's their logo. That's literally what it is.
Hey,
It's
I
like
mean, yeah, who knows if they do it, but that would be
they're gonna do
insane.
it. They're gonna release that and speak Fa Mando and Grogu in the same picture,
Right.
and that's gonna be the most absurd thing. And
Yeah,
it's
man, there are too many brands, too many IPs. They talked about getting sports at some point this year.
we've had NFLPA.
Yeah, but I guess NFL fell through,
Oh, it did.
is what they said in the AMA. They said NFL. Somebody said like, oh, somebody asked a question about sports, like, yeah, I know the NFL kind of fell through. What do you have about other sports? And they
No,
said that
I did not know that.
yeah, sports are coming through because I think if you go through the brands, you can't find NFL anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like we definitely used to be able to. Could be wrong, but I feel like I used to open the VV app and I could find NFL in the early days, like August, September days.
Interesting.
But yeah, so no luck there with the NFL. But I'm thinking that more sports, and then they're really trying to push the anime thing, which
I'm,
will
I'm
be
not
huge.
a, not a not a opposed to it, should I say.
Right. I'm not big into the anime, but obviously there are a bunch of people are, and they're trying to push localization.
Mhm.
And David Yu was like, he was really harping on that in the AMA. Like he was really big on getting us in other countries, which the
I
more
mean,
people,
it's
the better.
important, dude. The United States is not like there's tons of crypto elsewhere. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, exactly.
crypto originated not here.
Not here. Not here. Yeah.
So now
So
I'm over here on Bitforex. I'm just looking around.
mhm.
I'm just trying to see as I haven't been on here since who knows how
Yeah,
long.
we bought probably you probably haven't bought since like November, I'd imagine.
I'm just trying to see like if I were to go purchase now, would I be buying?
You
I'm
as far
buying
as if I
later.
remember correctly, you can buy Go or ERC20 on Bitforex, if I heard correctly.
Really,
Yeah.
but I don't know like where would that show up?
I'm not 100%
Like
sure.
I don't know like how to choose. It just says OMI USDT, shit like that. So I
I'm
don't
not
know.
100% sure. I feel like I'd be pretty comfortable buying. I mean, just do a test transaction. You buy the OMI, it'll still be on your Bitforex, and it's not 100% safe on Bitforex, but
Ooh,
we had it there for a while. If you think about it.
they updated Bitforex big time.
Oh yeah.
Now you can now swap from your wallet to your spot account directly from the exchange page. Like right from all the tickers and whatnot. Cool.
Okay.
This is interesting. I do not know because I do only see the one OMI to USDT. Like there's no specification whether it's Go or ERC20. I would assume it's ETH, but
It's got to be ERC20.
like, there's no way you can still buy Go.
On somewhere you can buy Go. I swear on somewhere you can.
Well,
Maybe I'm wrong.
maybe on the sites that haven't fully swapped. I don't know.
That's probably what it is. I think it might. Maybe it's Gate.io or whatever. That's
Someone
the
just
one that's been.
sold 17 million OMI.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can just buy on here, like no problem. Usually, I think you 100% you can buy on here, no problem. I think it's just layer one though, and you have to get. Well, we have the layer one address in our trust wallet now, which is good.
I'd be hesitant right now to use that. I would wait until they release it officially.
I mean, you can still do a test transaction, but I know that there's a higher minimum withdrawal for OMI as well.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that would make sense now because it's more expensive to transfer anyway.
Yep. I know it's a higher. At first, it was really high. I think they made a mistake, but then they lowered it. The Foster Hill guy was tweeting about it. But I think it's I don't even know what the minimum OMI is, but there is definitely a minimum that was higher than it was before, no doubt.
It was 5K, I think, before.
I think it was 5K. Yeah, I think now it might be 10, maybe. I'm not. Don't take it to the bank, but I know there is a minimum that's a little bit higher. But yeah, interesting that you can't see. What's this view? No. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I mean, I don't know. I might be buying soon. I mean, 7/10 of a cent isn't the worst price to buy it. Maybe if it dips down to like, I mean, I feel like the best price you can ask for is like 6.8. Hasn't gone much to below 6.8 in recent.
I really want to buy and try and trade with this one.
Uh-huh.
I keep saying that, but it's like, it seems like one of the most tradable. Like we've known every time when to buy and when to sell it. Every single
Pretty
time we
much.
haven't done it. When it's at 4 cents, 5 or 4 tenths and 5 tenths, we like buy. When it's at 7 and 8, you're like, oh, I can hold this, but basically, it's going to swing.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, I've bought at decent times. I mean, when we bought it, I remember I bought it 8 cents%. That wasn't great, but I mean,
We have bought it 8 tenths of a cent, which is
yeah, we have done that. That wasn't great, but we've also. I remember my best buy. I bought it like 4.9 after it was at 8. That was one of my last buys, I think, to get me to millionaire status.
I am yet to get there, so that's where I'm at. I want to try and
I don't
trade.
really have another goal though. That's my thing. Like I'm not gonna get to 1.5. Like I'm just not gonna get another 500K on me.
I don't know. There's no reason to get to 1.5 right now. That's the problem.
No.
That's the problem. Like right now I'm sitting right under a mil, but
Right.
why do I want to get to a mil? There's no reason for me to buy OMI until they release the master collector or anything to keep me.
Right. But that's what the idea is, to buy it before there's use for it. And then once there's use for it, it'll blow up.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, obviously, it's a gamble, no doubt.
We're also like, yeah, once it switches to ERC20, everyone's going to buy it. It's like, no,
that's true. Once you get the exchanges,
accessibility. We have no accessibility. We have no utility currently.
Right. Yeah, no, it's that. Well, that's the way Andre sold it, because Andre said, he's like, all right, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you shouldn't buy this, and then I'm going to tell you how they're going to fix those problems. Problem number 1 was you can't buy it anywhere, can't access it. Problem number 2 was no MTL on VV. I can't think of problem number 3 at the top of my head, but think of any problem that we've ever had, and it was one of those. But those are the 2 big problems.
I'd say problem 3 would probably be you cannot move the collectibles onto other exchanges currently.
No, it wasn't that. What he didn't talk. It wasn't really about the collectibles.
Purely token.
Yeah, it was purely token. But
I think we're running a little long here.
That's all right. Probably close to 15, 20 minutes, I'd imagine.
Let's say we'll run it back shortly, right? Let's take a little intermission here and then come back.
All righty.
All right. Well, thank you for joining into a little chat here. We talked a lot about the OMI token, kind of, just general what was going on with the token the last few weeks, small bit on the marketplace, things like that. When we connect back later, let's chat a little about the market, do some pickup, some market scouring, what we're looking forward to collectible wise, and go from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. We talked a lot about migration, tokenomics and stuff, which we haven't done too much on the OMI side. We've been doing a lot of VV. So it was cool to kind of just sidetrack, go on the OMI side a little bit. So I think it's only fitting though, after Andre released a video about OMI.
Right.
He also mentioned how he wasn't talking about the collectibles today. He only did OMI. So are we following Andre? Maybe. Who knows?
We said that.
He literally says like, yeah, today I'm not talking about VV. Like there are other videos I might can look at talk about the collectibles. Like we're only talking OMI today. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, love it. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go. Part 2 coming next. See you.
All right. Always a pleasure. Adios.
Later.